Welcome on in here to Sports Memo Today, where we get you that actionable info you know and you love in 30 minutes or less. Two great guests coming your way, all MLB, all NBA playoffs coming your way on the show today. You see to my side, we got Matt Josephs and Jesse Schule, who will be joining me. Matt Joseph's going to be breaking down a first five wager, as well as a bet that I'm not all that excited about in the 76ers and Celtics game, but he, as a Philadelphia fan, the same as I am, I guess we will both be maybe hedging with our heart. What's that all about? It's coming up here shortly. And then Jesse Schule going to be coming on, shutting down the show with not just one, but how about two player props in NBA action going tonight. One in the Suns game, one in that aforementioned Sixers and Celtics game. I'm your host, Dan Alexander, and I'm happy to be with you here. So let's get right on into it with my man, Matt Josephs, Mid-Major Matt. Great follow on Twitter. Make sure you check him out there. But Matt, I say we get right into it. We'll save usually, you go bad news first, good news second. I'm waiting for the bad news second. Let's talk about this A's game and what you're eyeing in the first five.
Yeah, and I feel like in the market, when you take a look at first five run totals, the Oakland Athletics have kind of been undervalued and are a team that you kind of want to play every once in a while. I feel like when you've got these bad teams in Major League Baseball, you want to take advantage of their hot stretches. And the Oakland Athletics on the road have been a very good bet. If you take a look at their first five numbers, they have actually averaged 0.39 runs per game. First five innings on the road. Scored two yesterday against Nestor Cortez of the New York Yankees. So we're going to go right back to the Oakland Athletics and take over 1.5 runs in the first five innings. They've actually gone over this in 9 of their last 11 road games. And when you look at Clark Schmidt, teams are hitting 300 the first time through the lineup against him. They've scored 9 runs in those games. And the second time through the lineup, they're hitting 346, scoring 12 runs. So this is a guy that you can certainly take advantage of. And I'm hoping the Oakland Athletics do it here in the first 5 innings against the Yankees. There'll be some buzz in the building, obviously, with Aaron Judge returning today, but I think Oakland's going to score some early runs. Give me over 1.5 for their first 5 team total against the New York Yankees.
We're going over there in the first 5, and I guess I've waited long enough. We have to talk about this Celtics and Sixers series. Not only do you think the Celtics might be getting it done tonight, you think it might be one of those almost wire-to-wire issues. So you found a way to find a nice price on this, Matt, so I'll at least let you make the case for why you like the Celtics first quarter and full game.
Yeah, and this is one of those things where all the books offer a ton of things. Like there is a ton of different things, player props, team props, game props, all this stuff. Will something happen? So like there's a lot of things. And all I was doing was I was kind of just going through DraftKings and scrolling through all the different pages and all the different things, trying to find some bets. And I found this one, and I really unfortunately kind of like it. I think that this is one of those games. I think Harden and Embiid just start really slow. Embiid's not 100%. Harden's old, and we know how inconsistent he is. And so I think the Celtics come out on fire once again, much like they did in Game 2. And I think they win the first quarter in this game. And all I need is for them to win. You can't take the money line for a reasonable juice here with regards to the Celtics first quarters, but you can in this bet because I'm taking Celtics money line first quarter, Celtics money line for the game, and it's only minus 115, which I find to be a fascinating price considering the money line for the game is a lot bigger, the money line for the first quarter is a lot bigger. I know you need the two things to happen, but I just think this is going to be one of those nights where I've got the game off at like halftime, maybe third quarter. I just think the Celtics reassert themselves. They are the better team in this series. I'm not oblivious to any of that sort of thing. I just think this is one of those nights. Boston hits a bunch of threes. Harden and Embiid look tired. And the Celtics get the runaway victory here. So give me Celtics money line first quarter, Celtics money line for the game. You can find it on DraftKings.
Yeah, I wish that I had, a Teddy Covers follow-up to play the other side on this, but I think you're spot on. I think if there's one thing that we know about this Sixers team is the inconsistency is one of the only consistent things about this roster from the top to the bottom, and especially coming off an overtime game where a lot of energy was exerted. I think you might be spot on that one, Matt. So, Matt, we're in the throes of the NBA season. Of course, you gave it MLB play as well. So when people head on over to your page, sm.buzz/MJ, what kind of stuff are they going to find locked and loaded already?
Yeah, I'm the $2 capper today, or one of the three $2 cappers. So you can get my play as part of the 3 for $5, or you could just get mine alone for $2 on my page. But just doing a lot of baseball stuff. It was a slow first month. Now we're starting to hit our stride. Doing pretty well over the last week. So you can find some baseball stuff. And as you mentioned, follow me on Twitter at MidMajorMatt. Been posting some NBA props on there, and I've done pretty well in the Sixers Celtics series so far. So you can find them at my Twitter account at MidMajorMatt.
Absolutely. A great follow, not only for the actionable info, but you never know what Matt's going to rant about next. So definitely I would check him out over there at his Twitter page, Mid Major Matt. And as he mentioned, an MLB top prop up, a 62% run that he's on, only $2. And why not throw it in for $5? One from Teddy Covers. He's on a 5% run in the NBA. He's got one locked and loaded for this evening. And then you got a player prop best bet from Prop Hub. They're on a 7-0 run. So 3 cappers running hot. You can get all of their plays for just $5 over at sportsmemo.com. So he might not be a part of the $2 Tuesday handicappers, but he's still just as valuable. My man, the Iceman, Jesse Schule, joining us on the show here today. And Jesse, I always know it's going to be a good day. When the bowler cap is out, that's when you know people are in trouble, especially those bookies. So you're looking good, feeling good. Let's start off with this Suns game. We'll start with the later game, then we'll talk Celtics and Sixers. You have a thought on a superstar who might just not be reaching his potential tonight. What are you betting in this Suns matchup?
Well, I mean, the series certainly changed when they went back to Phoenix. I wasn't surprised that the Suns won Game 3 the way they did, but I was shocked that they won Game 4 that way. Devin Booker scored 47 points on 20 of 25 shooting, and it wasn't just me. A lot of people were saying, oh, yeah, I'd like to see him do that again. But what does he do? He comes out and scores 36 on 14 of 18 shooting. So he's now shooting 79%. From the field in his last 2 games. I'm tempted to take the under on Booker points in this Game 5 in Denver, but I think Booker's going to get a ton of shots, and he is so hot that I don't want to step in front of that. So I'm actually going to look at KD. He scored 39 in Game 3 and 36 in Game 4. A lot of those points came at the free throw line. He attempted 29 free throws in the 2 games in Phoenix. He attempted just 6 in the 2 games in Denver. He averaged 26.5 points per game in Denver so far in this series. And, it's a game that Denver has to come out and win. They've been playing a lot better defensively at home. So I'm going to go under 30.5 points for KD. Maybe the big man gets tired at the altitude, and maybe they make him sweat a little bit in Denver. So, yeah. Under 30.5 points for KD.
He can still have a pretty good night and still go under that 30.5. It's minus 110 right now across multiple different sports books. You can grab that. Jesse, before we get to your second play of the day, when people head on over to your page over at sportsmemo.com, what kind of stuff are they going to see locked and loaded, brother?
Well, the big play today is a 5-star NHL total, and I am 9-1, 90% with my last 10 NHL totals. So that is a streak that is worth riding. And NBA playoffs, hitting over 60% in the playoffs, hitting over 60% with NBA against the spread since January 1st, 2022. So a lot of success for quite some time in the NBA.
Yeah, 9-1, not too bad of a run there from a man, the Iceman. So, all right. We talked about how there might be a little fatigue for the 76ers, but you're thinking even with maybe some potential fatigue for the Philadelphia side, still might be one guy with one heck of a beard who's dropping them in the bucket. James Harden, is point total sitting around 21.5 points, and you want to make a case for the over. Why is that, Jesse?
Well, I think it's a low number. I mean, Harden has been consistently inconsistent. But, I'm looking for him to get back to more the average performance for James Harden rather than feast or famine. I don't think he's going to go for 40, but it's not that hard to go over 21.5. He's a guy that's averaged almost 25 points per game in his career, 23 points per game in the playoffs in his career. He averaged 25.5 points against Boston during the regular season. In game 1 in Boston, he went 7 of 14 from 3-point range and scored 45 points. Embiid's banged up. I don't think they're going to be able to lean on Embiid and let Embiid do all the heavy, and that's even if he plays. He's officially listed as questionable with a designation of game time decision. I think he's probably going to play, but I don't think you're going to get 100% of Joel Embiid today. I think James Harden's one of the guys that's going to have to pick up the slack. And yeah, a low number over 21.5 points seems very doable to me.
All right. Hey, if Jesse Schule, who's on a 9-1 run, is arguing that over 21.5 points is doable, who am I to argue? And maybe if he drops in 22, the Sixers might just have a chance there in Boston this evening. So fingers crossed on that one. Big thanks to Jesse Schule and big thanks to Matt Josephs. We promise you that actionable information in 30 minutes or less. Sometimes we get it to you in 15 minutes or less. Big way to thank us. Hop below in the comments. Let us know what you're betting on, whether you agree, whether you disagree with player props in the NBA tonight. Do you see some value in? And we also ask you hit that subscribe button, both at SportsMemo TV and Wager Talk TV, so you never miss any of the great shows that we have going on either platform there. Make sure you get that $2 Tuesday special. 3 cappers for just $5. Teddy covers, Matt Josephs, Prop Hub, all top-rated plays, just $5 for you. And over at Wager Talk, our man Dwayne Bryant, 5% NBA max bet, and he's saying it's backed by 84% angles. You want to know what those angles are? All you got to do, pay $2 over at wagertalk.com. Check Dwayne Bryant out there. That's going to do it for us. Big thanks to the guests. Big thanks to Eric doing a terrific job behind the scenes. And until we talk to you next Thursday, I've been your host, Dan Alexander. Best of luck. We'll be locked and loaded with another one for you right here on Sports Memo Today.